are trying to discuss something about data hub. So what is the data hub? Why data hub is required? What if the data hub is not maintained by the company? So what will be happening? So I will answer all these questions one by one. So before answering all these questions, I will take one case study, which is happening in the real time. So with the help of the case study, we will understand very well about this data hub. Can we go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Or you want me to explain what is data hub and then case study? Okay. I'm not sure. I think some of the people I already gave this example, but some of the people I didn't give this example. But yeah, so I'll give you once again.
Your voice is low.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, better.
Better? Yeah. Let's say I am having 3 models. That is financial planning analysis, then supply chain, and then sales planning. Okay. Now, this is financial planning, this is supply chain, this is sales planning. Now, to build these 3 models, we need to get the data from the legacy system, correct? So our legacy system is SAP FICO system or Oracle Finance system or D365. That might be anything, right? Now this SAP is having so much of the data. SAP itself is having some bundled data. So that might be master data, transactional data. It's all combination of the data, correct? Now we need to get the data. So we don't require the entire data. We just require only few data from this particular SAP system, right? Now within this SAP system, the people are maintaining master data and transactional data. Within this master data, there are so much of the data is there, but we need very few of the data, right? Now, what I'm trying to is I'm just bringing whatever the information which I want. Okay. So what is SAP is maintained by third-party people, the end user side, the end user database is this. Now, what the end user says that you don't require this entire information. You need only few information. Instead of giving the entire information access, what I will do is I will share only required information. So for that, what the end user is doing, the end user is doing creating one shared folder. The end user is creating one shared folder, right? So within the shared folder, they will share oops. Okay. Sorry, I don't have that much of drawing skills. Excuse me for that. And let's say this is my master data. And similarly, I am having a transactional data. Okay. Now, I write something. This is my SAP system. And this is my financial planning analysis model. And this is my supply chain model. And this is my sales plan. Okay. Now this is my master data. This is my master data. And this entire folder is my shared folder. Do you know about the shared folder? What is meant by shared folder? Any
No.
idea about shared folder? No, yes. Okay.
We know share folder is a folder that we can access from a different PCs from the centralized main PC.
Okay.
It is moving file to one folder to another folder.
Okay. Any other answers? Please give me your answers. That I'll consolidate all the answers. So meanwhile, I draw this. This is my master data. Yeah, guys, please tell me, what do you know about shared folder?
There's a folder where I think you can give access to, you can have multiple things saved in it and you can share access to different things.
Absolutely. Any other questions or any other answers?
All other users can also access the folder.
Okay.
And also, if you want to move CSV data or related information to any application, so on that time we can use.
Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you about the shared folder. Let us say we are in now you are a part of Anaplan consulting team. Now the Anaplan consulting team is maintained by the Deloitte. Now you are an employee of Deloitte, correct? Now you are a Deloitte employee. Now for this Deloitte, the client is Unilever, Hindustan Unilever, right? Now what the Hindustan Unilever asking to this Deloitte, can you please do this financial planning analysis model for this HUL, for this Hindustan Unilever company? What the Deloitte people says that, yes, we will plan you the Anaplan financial planning analysis model. For that, we need to get some data. The data would be master data and transactional data. The transactional data is sales data and the master data is product geography and all these different kinds of master data. Do you follow me so far? Nothing is there. The Deloitte people just asking you, we need to get this master data and we need to get this transactional data, right? Now, what this HUL is saying that HUL is having separate database. Okay, this HUL is having separate database where this is maintaining by the total data. So let's say this database is SAP, right? Within this SAP, there the HUL is having so much of the data. But to build this financial planning analysis, this Deloitte is having very few data. Okay. Now this information is required to build this financial planning analysis for this HUL. Okay. Now, what the HUL is doing, HUL is sharing whatever the information is required to the Deloitte people. This is sharing to one particular SharePoint. We can call them as SharePoint as well. So they are creating one path. They are creating one folder. For that folder, they need to give the access for this Deloitte employees. Do you follow me? So this is my shared folder. Who is created this shared folder? HUL is creating this shared folder, and this is in one particular path. This path is having a user ID and password. This HUL is providing initially the user ID and password to get the access of the required data for this Deloitte employees. Once they will access this data, then the Deloitte employees will go and change their user ID and password, so that these Deloitte employees will keep on getting the data, the required data from the HUL. Why the people are creating the shared folder? Because the Deloitte network is different and the HUL network is different. Do you agree with me? Because these two are two different organizations, right? So in between two organizations, how the data is flowing. Because let's say the network, I can say Deloitte employees are following Teams or HUL employees will following Skype. The mode of communication, right? I can say the communication part. So just telling an example, this is not the real-time way, but at times the Deloitte people will not go and access directly about this HUL data. For that reason, the HUL itself is creating one shared folder. That shared folder, they will give them access to get the data for the Deloitte employees. Any questions on it? Mama, is this clear about the shared folder? So simply I can say shared folder is which has been created and give the access by the client to get the data.
Okay.
Okay. Done. So this is that shared folder, and this shared folder is having this master data and transactional data, right? And this is my transactional data. Okay. Now let's say if you remember well in the financial planning analysis model, so the most of the time, let's say all these models are belongs to one particular company. The company is Hindustan Unilever. And take the same example. HUL is preparing these three models. Now, for one company, we are trying to building these three models, right? Now, is there any common point? Is there? Is there any common point? Is there? Do you have any idea about this connected planning? I already explained about this connected planning in the level 1, I believe. Do you remember connected planning? Mama, Chendu, do you remember connected planning?
Yes, sir.
Let's say in an organization, the finance department is there and HR department and supply chain department. Do you remember?
Yes, we know. We need to.
So each and every department is depending on the another department. Let's say
Yes.
finance department is saying that I want to get the 40% hike for this particular sales. I need to get the more 40% of my sales. So the moment once the finance department says that 40% incremental of the sales, then what this data will go to which department? This data will go to sales department, correct? From the sales department, they need to sell additional 40% of the product so that the finance department will be achieving 40% of the revenue. Do you remember?
Yep.
All of you. I think I gave you this example for
Yep.
all one.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Now, this particular example, I don't want you to go and explain the entire example. So just to go to that particular video, so you will be finding about this connected planning example. Okay, so the common point is for this financial planning analysis, they are operating in different regions. Hindustan Unilever is operating in different regions. Let's say APAC region, EMEA region, America region, right? So they need to get the profit on region wise. Okay, that is one common point. And but the supply chain is the supply chain model is also belongs to HUL. Then this same company is operating in the same regions, right? The geographies. So Hindustan Unilever is operating in the different region. These three regions are same for financial planning, in the supply chain and sales planning. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Since this is same company, each and every region is same for across all the models. Right? Now,
Right.
what I'm trying to do is, this is my master data. The master data is product geography data. And similarly, production data, that means products data. So all these products data, whatever the products which I am using this financial planning analysis model, the same products I can use in supply chain and the same products I can use sales planning. Correct?
Yes.
Is
That
there
is
any-
called as connected planning.
Yes, exactly. That's what exactly I am teaching you about this connected planning.
Yes.
So the idea behind this data hub is more likely connected planning.
When
So-
we can define connected planning as in Anaplan models, or we can get data from one model to another model, transfer the data,
Yeah,
which
I'll
is
tell you. I'll tell you. Okay, there is a small difference. I'll tell you.
okay.
Now, this entire geography data and then this entire production data, I am, see, let's say this entire geography data is transferred from shared folder to financial planning, and entire this geography data for the supply chain, and similarly sales planning. Correct? The same geography data, the same product data, the same plan data, all this master data is going to financial planning, supply chain, and sales planning. Correct? The same data, the same data.
Yeah.
Right? Now, in
Yeah.
return, we can do in some other way as well. So now this geography data is having this financial planning, right? Now from this financial planning, can we get the same geography data from financial planning to supply chain planning? Can we get or not?
Yes, can.
Since this is the same company.
Yes.
So it, across all these models, they have been using same Anaplan. Can we refer?
Yes, we can refer to it.
Right? And similarly,
Yeah.
supply chain to sales planning. This is what exactly your connected planning, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, let's say from here to financial planning to supply chain and supply chain to sales planning, it's okay. That's fine within these models. So within these models, we can push the data from one model to another model. That is your connected planning. From this part, it's okay. For this part, it's okay. But you know, the thing is, from all this data, all this master data is getting from the shared folder. Did we get directly for this all this master data? Did we get directly into this particular Anaplan? Do we get
No.
Anaplan model directly?
No,
No. Then
No.
how do we get?
we transfer it. For-
Okay. Yeah, tell me. Is there any other way?
We have to import the data by using the ETL connectors.
Absolutely. We need ETL connectors. Correct? So in between, we would be having a ETL connector, right? Now, let's say we need some ETL here. So what is an ETL?
Extract, transformation, and load.
Extract, transformation, and load,
And load.
right?
Right.
So this is my ETL. So in ETL, what the ETL connector will do, this simply extract this production data and the geographic data and the plan data, right? And similarly, the transaction data. Once this data is extracting from the shared folder from the production to ETL and the geography to ETL and this transactional data as well. Let's say opening sales system, sales order or sales history or opening inventory, that might be anything. All this data is part of your transactional data. All this data is coming into this ETL. From this ETL to the transform to financial planning, supply chain planning, and then sales planning. Correct? This is what exactly happened in the real time, right?
Yeah.
Say yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in between, what happening in the ETL connector? So first thing first is this ETL connector has to load this product data.
Yes.
The first thing is to load this product data. So to load this product data, what the ETL will do is ETL will schedule one job. ETL will schedule one job to load this product data. So once this schedule this one particular job, the job is for production data, the products data, sorry. And similarly, they launch for another job that is load geography data. And similarly, all this transactional data, they need to schedule all the jobs, the respective data. You got my point, what I'm trying to say? For this products data, they need to schedule one job. So what the job will do, the job will pick up this file and extract the entire products data and storing into this ETL. Any confusion here till now?
So basically, it is just like creating a list how we did it in an Anaplan level one training. You know?
I did not get you. What's my
No.
question?
Now,
Wait,
these ETL connectors, what you said now is currently all of these information are there in a shared folder,
Yep.
and these connectors will pick up the data and then put it in Anaplan. Like
Yes.
for example, initially in our level 1 training, we actually have manually input the CSV format of production geography, right? We have manually put in.
Yes, absolutely.
Here we have these connectors which will take it on our behalf and load it into Anaplan.
Absolutely. The entire level 1, we discussed about the manual importing, the .csv file, right? So the Excel import we did. So, but whereas into your level 2, I believe I already told you the entire level 2 will be automation. So there is no manual importing process. So we need to connect with some with the help of ETLs. Then we need to import the data from source system to Anaplan directly. Once we create these schedules and once we create this maintaining, then every job is running. The moment once a job is running, the data is pushed to Anaplan.
Okay. And when this is actually when these ETL connectors are actively taking the data, is there any specific format that needs to be saved it in a shared folder?
I'll tell you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what the first step is doing? The first step is in ETL. So there is a ETL associate is there, the ETL person. So like we here Anaplan model builder. Here there is one more people, the person called as an ETL connector. So Informatica associate or MuleSoft associate or Informatica analyst. That depends on the company to company. They'll call different names. But yeah, but here one person is required to transform this data and load it into this ETL. So as part of these activities, what he is doing, he create one job or he schedule one job. What the job will do, the job is picking this products details file, and from this products details file will be sent to Anaplan spoke models. So spoke models in the sense, all are the models which are dependent of this particular data, the same data. The same data is required for all these models. The name itself is different. I'm just using the word as fancy, what is a spoke. Okay, for the sake of our understanding purpose, I'm just telling spoke models, but all are really interconnected as part of connected planning. Okay. Okay. So as part of scheduling this job, the first job is picking up this products data, right? And similarly, that's one job for the products. And there is another job for this geography. And there is another job for the transaction data. That might be sales history, right? Total, how many jobs are here? Three jobs, right? So to load this data, the ETL analyst will create 3 jobs, right? So once he load this data, this entire products data should be pushed to financial planning. The same data should be pushed to supply chain. The same data should be pushed to sales planning, right? So now how many jobs he needs to schedule for this one particular activity? 3 jobs, right? Actually, so this person is creating or scheduling one job to pick the products file, right? Once the job picks this product file, then he needs to create 3 jobs. The first job is for to push the same products data to the financial planning analysis model. The same data should push it to supply chain. The same data should push it to sales planning. Total 3 jobs are required to push the same products data to different models. Correct? Now similarly geography data and similarly sales data. So total how many jobs are required? 9 jobs, right?
9.
Remember following or any getting confusing?
Yes. No, following.
Okay. Now total 9 jobs are required to push the data for all models. Correct?
Yeah.
Now there is a biggest drawback in this. So now so far we created the different number of schedules so that the data is automatically pushing from shared folder to different work models. So far so good, no issue, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
This is
Yes,
what
no
exactly
issue.
happened in the real time. Trust me, this is what exactly happened in the real time. So there is no issue with this Anaplan. Everything he will do, but only the problem is this data. Okay. Now let's say we discuss something about these products. As part of these products, this job is scheduling here. So for this job, the number of products are 100. Let me write here. The number of products are 100. Okay. Now the same 100 products needs to be pushed to financial planning, supply chain, and sales planning. Correct? The same 100
Yeah.
products. But unfortunately, there is some mistake happened. For the financial planning, the 100 products has been transferred, the 100 products has been pushed. With the supply chain, there is 1 or 2 products. For the sales planning, there is same 100 products. Right? The same data which is pushed to financial planning is 100, for supply chain is 1 or 2. Right? Now to whom you need to approach, because there is a difference in the products, right?
Yeah.
So where the mistake is happening?
So in loading the data,
Yeah, we are loading the data from the ETL. The same data is correct for this financial planning, but the same products file is showing some error for the supply chain planning. There is an error, right? The
Yeah.
additional
Yeah.
2 products. From where did we get these additional 2 products? We don't know, right? At this point of time.
yes.
Yeah.
Now you are the part of the supply chain product team. So you are the demand forecasting team. Now what you need to do is you will have to approach this SAP system people. Here this SAP people is having, right? The sales people, SAP system database maintaining team. So you have to approach this SAP system people, then ask them. So we are showing 1 or 2 products, but the same products are not showing for this financial planning analysis. Can you please provide me the exact file what you loaded into this shared folder? You'll have to ask them, right? That's what exactly you need to do.
Yeah.
Say yes or no.
Yes.
Right? So this 1 or 2
Okay.
products, there is showing an error. To rectify
Yeah.
this error, so you need to approach this SAP system people, that is your client. So you need to ask them, can you please provide me exact the product details, product file, so that I can rectify where the mistake is happening. What are the additional products which I'm showing, which was wrong, right? You need to
Yeah.
you have to ask the same thing into your SAP ecosystem people. So trust me, in real time scenario, they will not share you. They won't share you the products files with you. So okay, 1 day it's okay, 2 days it's okay, but you will keep on asking me the same products file, so they won't allow you to do this products file. Okay, at the same time, they will irritating on you. So he or she don't know anything, but she keep on irritating me. She don't know how to do the process and all the things come into the picture, isn't?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now for this particular reason, what you need to do is, so the validation purpose is not accurately done, correct? So where the mistake is going to be happening, you can't identify for every time, correct?
Yes.
Now, what you need to do is you need to store all this production data and geography data and sales history data at one particular place, something here. From this particular place to, you can push the data from different models.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me write some other area where we need to store all this data, right? Now earlier we created 9 jobs, right?
Mhm.
Now what I'm doing is, so the first reason for the sake of time saving, and the other reason is for the sake of validating the data. So what we need to tell them to the client, so don't send directly to all these files to my spoke models. So you need to send all this master data and transactional data to one particular model. I am going to creating one particular model. You need to send all your data to this particular model. So now I am the model builder. I will be collecting the same information from this particular model, and this model is your data hub model.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what we need to do in this data hub? So whatever the information, whatever the products, or what the geography, whatever the master data is, before we directly send to the models, instead of directly sending, instead of directly pulling by creating this schedule of the job, what we need to do, what we need to do is, for this product, we scheduled one job, right? For the picking up the file, we scheduled one job.
Yes, we
Now
did.
to send this same products data to the data hub, we created additional job. One job we created. From this one, for the products, one job, for geography, another job, and the transactional data for another job. So total how many jobs?
3.
One is picking up the file, and the other one is push the file, pushing the file. So total 3 jobs. So earlier, how
Yeah.
many jobs are required?
9.
9
9.
jobs, right? Now, so what we did here, we have been reducing the time. That's one thing, correct? And as long as if you are keep on reducing the time, then your model's performance is also going to be increasing. Agree with me?
Yes.
Let's say from here to, I'm just pushing the data into data hub. Pushing the data from different source system to different models is very difficult. So rather than pushing the data from different source system, we just add. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Mhm.
So here, what we need to do is we are pushing the data from source system to one particular location, that is our data hub. Right? From here, from this data hub to, we are just pulling the data, whatever the information which we need from data hub to different spoke models. So now how many jobs are creating here? Is there any job is required? Let's say all this is part of my Anaplan. Now within this Anaplan, we just transform the data from one particular to another model, one model to another model. That's what exactly we call them as a connected planning, right? To push the
Yes.
data within Anaplan, is there any jobs are required?
No.
We just
Mm.
refer so and so model so that we'll get the data, right?
Yeah.
So no need to run any job, no need to create any scheduled jobs, right? So
Yeah.
if you are not able to, if you don't required to create any job, my model performance is increasing or not?
Yes.
Obviously it will be increasing, right? So is there any time saving or not?
It is.
It is, right? So
Yeah.
for all these things, what we need to do? We need to create one particular model, that is our data hub model. Data hub is one kind of model where we are storing all this master data and transitional data in this particular model. Now, based on this sentence, what we can call? So data hub is a central repository of the data. Agree with me?
Yeah.
Data hub is a central repository of the data. At the same time, we can call this model as a staging model. Why we call them as a staging model? We are gathering, or we are getting all this information and storing into this particular model. From this particular model to, we push different spoke models.
Okay.
Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mama, do you follow me?
Yes.
All of you. Any difficulties
Yeah.
so far?
No.
Clear.
Okay. Now, so far what I did, I just created one particular model. So I'm just importing all this data with the help of ETL at one particular location. From this particular location to, I'm just pushing the data into different spoke models. So to do this, my spoke models performance are going to be increasing. How it is going to be increasing your performance? How it will be increasing? You might be asking a question. Hey, when we just created this data hub in between this the source system to Spark model, just created one particular model. So how it will be improve our performance? How it will be improving our Spark model performance? See, Spark models are ultimate models where we are applying some calculation to deliver the requirements. Is that clear?
No.
Okay. Spoke models are the models where we are applying some calculation to get the requirements. So we will be having a certain requirements, right? So we need to fulfill the requirements. To fulfill the requirements, we will have a data. So for that data, we need to do some calculations. Correct? So now after doing all calculations, we need to create some output modules. After creating output modules, we need to create some user experience pages to deliver these requirements. All these things are happening, these particular models. That is the reason we call them, these are spoke models. All these spoke models are depending on either of the source system or the data hub model. So to who is the data providers for these particular models? Either data hub will be provide the data or the source system will provide the data. Correct?
Yes.
Say yes or no. Okay or not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's say, so you are directly importing the data from product geography and transitional data directly importing to Spark models. So at times, what is happening? The load is happening directly on the Spark model. So you need to, schedule 9 jobs. For each and every activity, you need to create 3 jobs. Scheduling and running 3 jobs are going to be reduce your performance of this particular model. Correct? Now, if you are not supposed to getting this data from this particular source system, in between, if you use this data hub, which is part of our Anaplan, I just push the data, or I just pull the data from this particular model to this financial planning. So the same product data I'm placing here. Oops. Okay. Okay. So the data hub is your central repository data, or data hub is a staging model. Any questions so far?
No.
No?
No.
All of you.
No questions, Manu.
Clear.
Now I'll come to the actual picture. So I told you there is a difference in the products, right?
Yeah.
So the financial planning is having 100 products. The supply chain is having 1 or 2 products. Now you'll have to approach to sales specific ecosystem people, then ask them the product file, so that you are trying to verifying this number of products are exactly matching or not. In case if not matching, what are the wrongly updated products? You need to analysis like this, right? Now to avoid that situation, what you need to do is, whatever the information which has been provided by the SAP ecosystem people, so all this information should come and store into this particular data hub model. The same models, the same data should come and sit into this particular data hub. Right, the same data, the same exactly data should copy and paste here. So in between, we are using this ETL. That's what exactly we are doing here, right? We for picking up a file, we run a job. For pushing the file, we run a job. So once we scheduling all these jobs, all the data, the same data is pushed to this data hub model. Now, is there any deviations is happening here? Here there is 100 products. Here is also 100 products. Correct? Say yes or no. Here I am having 100 products data. The same data I am just pushing from here to here. The
Yeah.
same 100 products also available here. Now imagine in case if 100 products are, instead of 100 products here, you are getting 102. Now to whom you need to approach? to whom you need to
SAP.
approach. Now, in this particular scenario, no need to approach any SAP ecosystem people. You just tell them,
Directly
yes, you need to tell them I am having just 100 and not one or two products. So what your assumption would be here. So no need to depending on any of the people. So whatever the products which you are having, and you can assume that these products are the only final products. Okay. So in case, so how can you know? The thing is, how do you know whether these products are 100 or 102? How do you know? Because you don't know, right? So you
Yeah.
just everything is automation, right? So you are getting this products file. The products file consists of 100 products or 100 not one or two products. So you don't know, right? So once you just open this folder and you just open this file, then you can count this number of products are 100. So or one or two, right? Now no one is not questioning you how many products are available here. There is no one is not questioning you. So because whatever the products, so here this SAP ecosystem people itself will give the data. These people are sending this file with us. So again, no need to go and ask them, please send me a file. So whatever the file which you are shared to me, I am processing that particular folder. I'm processing the same file. If that file is having 100 products, then we can process the same 100 process. If the file is having one or two products, then we can apply the same one or two products. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes or no? It's quite no. If you are not following, then please let me know. I will explain once again. Otherwise, it will be complicated.
Yeah,
Just
please
only
explain, Venu.
the entire Anaplan. This only automation part is tricky. The automation part itself, the validation part is only you will be getting confusing in the real time as well. Okay. Now here I have the 100 products, the master data file. So the same master data file, this SAP people will be sharing with us, right? So now, so these products, this folder is having 100 products. They are sharing the same 100 products data with us. Okay. Now the same 100 products we are just using, or we are just pushing the same 100 products to financial planning, supply chain, and sales planning, right?
Yes.
Now here is 100 products. The same 100 products I am pushing. So somewhere around in supply chain planning, they are showing in supply chain, they are showing one or two products. Now to whom you need to approach? Do you approach the sales people or do you approach this data hub? Guys,
data hub, sir.
data hub, right? Who is maintaining this data hub? This data hub is maintaining by us, right? So what will be is we are just dumping all this data one particular model. That is our database. That is Anaplan database. So that's what I said in the level 1. Data hub is a database of our Anaplan. That is central repository. I mean central library. Say yes or no?
Yes.
So all of our data would be storing under central library. That is our data hub. So who is maintaining this data hub? The workspace administrator or the Anaplan model builder is maintaining this data hub. So all the data should come and sitting into this particular data hub model. Now this data hub model is having 100 products. Now our one of the spoke model is showing one or two products. Now where is the mistake? In between data hub to spoke model, right? Now to whom you need to approach?
Yes.
You need to approach this data hub, and there is some connections where the mistake is happening. Then you itself can rectify the mistake. Correct? No need to depending on this sales people.
Yeah.
Correct? Now, in case if the data is showing one or two products, right? But whereas this master data of this shared folder is having 100 products. Who is the responsible? Who's the person is responsible? Do we responsible for that?
No.
Did you get my question? What I'm trying to ask you?
No,
Let's
Venu.
let's say data hub is having 100 products, but whereas our shared folder is having 90 products.
Oh.
Okay. Let's say 90 products. Okay. So your master data file is having showing 90 products, but your data hub is getting 100 products. Where the mistake is happening? Any guess where the mistake is happening?
ETL.
Absolutely. You need to ask yourself, the question is, so how can I know whether my shared folder is having 90 products or 100 products? How do we know? How do we know, right? We don't know, right?
We don't know.
We don't know because,
Yeah.
okay, at this point of time, you can go and check this file, 90 products. After 1 hour, the products are going to be increasing or decreasing. After 1 hour, this transactional data is going to be increasing or decreasing. Just keep on changing, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know. At this particular here, this is the say client perspective. This database is maintained by the client. They just give the access for us to get this data. Whatever the data is here, we just get the same data into our data hub model.
Mhm.
So that case, so here is 90 products, here is the 100 products. In real time scenario, is that really happening? Is that really happening?
No way, no.
It
No,
won't.
right? It in real time, it will not happening because whatever the files are here is available. The same products I'm just pushing. The same file is copy and paste here, simply in our terminology. Right? But in between we have a ETL connector. So here is 90 products. Here also should be 90 products. It should not be 100 products. In case if it could be 100 products, then you need to, once you'll get the when will you get this mistake is happening? Once the same 100 products are getting moving to this financial planning, supply chain, and sales planning, once you are showing this data to our client, the client is cross verification. The client is testing, right? SIT, system integration testing, is done by the end user. Whether the data is flowing from legacy system to Anaplan system is exactly matching or not, the end user is testing. At times, the end user will identify that there is a mismatch of this data, where my data is showing 90 products, but whereas the output is showing 100 products, there is something is missing.
Yes.
Who is identifying this? The client is identifying this. So what is our interaction here? Nothing is here. Whatever they are giving the data, that we just copy and pasting here and transform into this different scope models. So now, based on this information, can we say this data hub is having single source of data? This data hub is the only model which we are having the single source, which we can be having a single source.
Yes,
So
yes.
now, in case if there is any mistakes or any mismatch is happening between this data hub and scope models, we just come to data hub and cross verification. Then we can verify the data. Right? That reason we can say data hub is the single source of truth. So in your Anaplan model, the community part, they keep on saying that data hub is a single source of truth. How it will be single source of truth? You got it, right? You got it, or
Yeah.
any confusion? No.
Got it, Renu.
All of you. So what is a data hub? So data hub is a central repository of the Anaplan. So we can say data hub is the database of our Anaplan, and data hub is a staging model, right?
Yeah.
Data hub is our staging model.
Staging model.
Now, why we are using this data hub? So we are validating the data, right? The first question, the first requirement is we are validating the data. In case if source file is having 100 products, then the spoke model is 1 or 2 products. You are keep on depending on this particular specific ecosystem people. For that reason, for the validation purpose, we just create this model and dump all this particular data into this data hub model. For the sake of validation, we just created this data hub model. Correct?
Yes.
And one more reason, instead of directly transforming this particular master data and transition data into spoke models, if we create one data hub model, then it will be our spoke models performance could be increasing, right? So can we say this would be consistently saving our time? So data hub is going to be saving your time, right? So consistency will be provided by the data hub. There is a consistency. The consistency either in terms of data or in terms of performance. Both the way we can use this data hub. Correct? The one is validation and the other one is consistency. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want me to ask any doubts? And one more thing, there is a transformation. Validation, consistency, and transformation. These three are the major reasons we are creating data hub model. What is the transformation? We are transforming the data from one particular data hub model to spoke model. Transforming the data from directly source system to spoke model is performance effective. Correct? We are just transforming the data from data hub to different spoke model so that our performance would be increasing. But you might be asking a question that would be, if you are creating additional model, then our workspace size will be increasing, right? The same product data, whatever the data which we are having this particular shared folder, the same data we are storing into this particular data hub model, the same data we are transforming into the different spoke models, right? So by creating this data hub model, we can increase our workspace size. Agree with me? Guys.
Can you come again, Menu?
Yeah. So you are creating this data hub model, right?
Yes.
So by creating this data hub model, there is a duplicate items, right? The same products data here is showing, the same products data here is showing in financial planning and supply chain and sales planning. So here you are showing the same products data as part of our requirement we are showing. But why we are showing here also? By creating this data hub model, we are reducing our workspace size, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Is that okay or not okay? Creating a model is reducing our workspace size. The day one itself, I told you, if you are keep on creating the additional models or additional modules, that will be reducing your workspace size, right?
It's true.
It's true or not?
It's true.
So there is one principle, there is one thumb rule. If you are sacrificing the workspace size, then your spoke model's performance would be increasing. Though we are consuming the space, but the benefit which you are getting, that is more than what we are losing. Do you follow me?
Yes.
So in finance terminology, there is a principle that is opportunity cost principle. Chandu, is that? Hello. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can, Venu.
Okay. So in finance terminology, we would be having a principle that is opportunity cost. Let's say if you are losing something, by losing this something, you are gaining more than what you are losing. Okay. So by creating this data hub model, we are wastaging or we are consuming some space, but the benefit which you are getting, that would be more than what you are the space consuming.
Yes.
So the benefits are more than what you are spending.
What we are
using. Okay, that was the reason we created this data hub model. The same thing in case, let me ask you one more question. If you are losing this data hub, if you are creating this data hub model, but the performance of the spoke models are less than this workspace size. Let's say if you are, let me tell you some numbers. You are creating this data hub model. For that, your cost would be 100 rupees. Okay. Now you are creating these work models. You are pushing the data into from data hub to Spark models. But this benefit is just 80 rupees. Okay. Now, which one is more benefiting? Which one will give the most cost effective? You are spending 100 rupees for the sake of 80 rupees profit. Does that make sense? Two ways, right? In the business, everything is in two ways. The one is one is profit, another one is loss, right? The
Yeah.
first thing is you are creating this data hub for the sake of to improve the performance of these work models. Let's say
Right.
for the to create this data hub model, you are spending 100 rupees, right? So the benefits which you are getting, the performance you are getting, that would be 200 rupees. That's well and good. But what if your performance is just worth of 80 rupees? Will you create this data hub? Will you invest in this particular data hub?
No.
No,
No,
right?
no.
So be careful when you are trying to creating a data hub model. I'm repeating, be careful when you are trying to creating a data hub model. By creating this data hub model, my Spoke model performance would be more. If your Spoke model's performance is not affecting anything by creating this data hub model, then don't create this data hub model. In interview, they will ask you, definitely they will ask you, do really data hub is required? They don't ask you directly what is data hub, why we are creating this data hub, they don't ask you. But yes, sometimes they'll ask you, but
Mhm.
nowadays the interviews are going to be very advanced. They'll
Mhm.
ask you, is the database really required? They'll ask you like this question. You need to tell them very smart way. So if I create this data hub model, then my Spark model performance is increasing. Then I'll create this data hub. By creating this data hub model, my Spark model performance will not be changing anything. Then I should not create this data hub model. Job done. The answer is smart, right?
Yes.
Say yes or no, guys.
Yes.
Come
Yes.
on then.
Yeah.
Okay, make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That is one thing. So do you understanding about this data hub concept or not? Before proceeding the next topic.
Got it, Venu.
All of you.
Got it.
I need
Yeah,
answer
understood.
from
Yes,
each and
well.
everyone.
Yes, well.
Yes, yes, sir.
Jahvi. Jahvi got it or not? Okay. Okay. Now, in real time, this data hub model you are creating in the same workspace. Let me tell you one thing. This data hub model is creating in within the same workspace, or they are creating separate workspace. So this data hub model will be creating in this data hub model will be creating in same workspace. So the same workspace. The same workspace means all your Spoke models and data hub model is in one particular workspace, right? This is one thing, and different workspace. The data hub is maintained in different workspace. Okay. They'll ask
Mhm.
you the question, are your data hub model is maintaining in same workspace or different workspace? They will test you this way. Why they are testing? You are putting in your resume 1 year or 1.5 years of experience. For that reason, they'll test you. Are you really working experienced people or not? For that sake, they're testing you these small things. So let's say your data hub is maintaining under same workspace. Some companies will be maintaining under the same workspace, and some companies will be maintaining in different workspace for the sake of only this data hub model. So because there's a there's big companies, Deloitte or Accenture or IBM. These are the big four companies. They have the data size is very huge. So if the data size is very huge, then they are creating separate workspace to maintain this data hub model.
So
In
it's
case-
better if the data is huge, then we will keep data hub in different workspace, right?
Absolutely,
Better.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay.
Mhm.
Any questions on it? Same workspace or different workspace? No. So the different workspace, if you are using for this data hub model, then we need to tell them, as per my company as using thin I mean to say the same workspace, we have been using this data hub. We have been maintaining this data hub, the same workspace. If you say different workspace, then the interview will be complicated. They keep on asking you some other questions. Okay. So in the best practices of Anaplan would be, that doesn't matter whether your data size is going to be huge or data size would be small, that doesn't matter. The best practices of Anaplan would be maintain different workspace for this data hub. That is for the best practices of Anaplan. But no one is not
Okay.
maintaining the real time. Okay. No one is not maintaining this separate workspace. Even the data size is small, they are not maintaining separate workspace. They are maintaining same workspace for both data hub as well as the Spark models. I'll show you after completion of this session, but that could be that will not be recording. Okay. I will show my workspace so that you will be getting the clarity. The same data hub model and the different Spark models are same workspace. Okay.
Okay.
So my company is not following the Anaplan best practices. Okay. Okay, that's one thing. The workspaces and different workspaces of this data hub, and the files which we are getting from the source system, then these files are managed by the data management people. Okay, so every time, since this is automation process, all these within the shared folder, they need to convert all these files into .csv files. Then only our data hub will accept these files. Otherwise, it will not accept. Okay. So the data file should be the three formats, right? .txt, .tsv, .csv, right? In these three formats only, they need to convert any format to these three formats. Who will do this? The data management team will do this. Okay. Okay. That's it.
When you mean data
yeah.
management people is nothing but ETL this thing, right?
Yeah. Before this ETL, there is another team.
Okay, from
So
the
yes, from the client's perspective, the client itself is having data management team. So that depends on the company to company. So I'm sorry, Raj. So depends on the company to company. Some people are using the people converted the different files into .csv and then sent to this directly to our Anaplan. But sometimes the client did not having the data management team. What the people are doing is they directly contact to this ETL people, and there is an agreement between this ETL and this company. The work the people are asking to ETL contact people, can you please change all these different file formats into .csv and then transform the same data into this Anaplan. So that purely depending on the agreement between this ETL and the client. So
okay,
usually this database management will be maintained by the client.
Okay, but
So,
since
but the client did not maintain this database management, data management, then the ETL people will do this. But as the Anaplan team people, we are not supposed to involve into this particular conversion of files.
Okay, no.
So we are not responsible to convert those files. That is not our job. Okay.
Okay. But this ETL peoples we are supposed to hire for our sake of converting into the files to .csv, or they will have to do this job for them?
Good question, Raj. See, for this particular thing, Anaplan is having an Anaplan connector. So Anaplan connector itself is performing ETL job. It's a one kind of ETL connector. So there are so many tools are available, third-party tools are available in the market. Let's say Informatica, MuleSoft, Dell Boomi, SnapLogic. There are different kinds of ETL connectors are there. So if they go, let's say this is the Anaplan model building, right? So my company is this is HCL, Hindustan Unilever. As a Deloitte, we are building these models, right? Now there is a question between this Deloitte and HCL. So we need to ask them, do you use the same Anaplan connect or do you use the third-party connectors? Okay, if they use the same Anaplan connector as the integration tool, ETL connector, then the source system, the source database management have to convert all these file formats and send to this Anaplan. That's one thing. In case if the HCL people does not allowing the Anaplan connector, so if they hire or they go for this ETL connectors by the third parties, let's say they are taking Informatica. So if they are taking this Informatica, so as a direct people, we are not responsible. Okay, for this ETL connectors, HCL itself has to arrange these connectors. See, simply I can say whatever the data which has been maintained by this HCL, either in terms of SAP or shared folder, they need to send the data into our data hub. Until this data hub, the responsibility is HCL. Until this data hub. So once we data has reached to this data hub, then our responsibility will start. Everything they will provide. If they provide, then only we can process. Otherwise, we cannot process. The processing steps would be taken by this HCL. That they will go for this Anaplan connector or they will go for the Informatica. That their wish.
Also, it will be provided by the client, right?
Absolutely, they will provide this ETL. But most of the time, if they will go for this Anaplan connect, so within this Anaplan, we can do this with the help of Anaplan connector. So with the extraction will be taking place by the Anaplan connector, then our job will be easy. So the same work is performing by this Informatica and Anaplan connector. But if they are Anaplan connectors, for Anaplan connector, they need to spend some additional amount. The subscription cost will be high. So because they need to get this ETL subscription as well. That depends. But if I tell you in a very simple manner, once we'll get the data into our data hub, then our job starts. So to provide the data into our data hub, the job is for HCL people.
Okay, this Anaplan connecting and converting the data into CSV, is it performed by the same?
See, until here, who are the responsible? The HCL people will be responsible. From here to here, then our responsibility. So they need to provide the data for us. So in between there is ETL connector. The ETL connector is also provided by the client. So the client itself has to think, is the Anaplan connector is the subscription cost is low, or if they go for Informatica, the subscription the ETL connector subscription cost will be which one is less. They need to think. If I go for the Anaplan connector, what is my cost? If I go for this Informatica, what's my cost? And they need to think. Is that okay, Basa?
This job will be performed from same model builders only, or there will be some other team from Anaplan team?
For this ETL, right? You need to say ETL.
Yeah, to connecting the ETL, like Anaplan connector. If they purchase our Anaplan connector only.
If they purchase Anaplan connector, then there is one person called as the master Anaplaner. He is doing the job. So that is our part. That is our part. So in case if they go for this ETL connector, And for these ETL connectors, they need to hire some other person. Okay, that's not part of us.
Got it. Got it.
Got it? Okay. Okay, then we'll wrap the session today and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.